O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God, that always sounds way better when you're like in a group of people and then the good singers make up for the not so good singers and we all kind of blend together and like maybe a beer bottle like tips over, but we just keep singing anyways, or maybe it's a hockey game somewhere and they're not even Canadian teams playing, but then they start singing anyways because it's just like, damn, it's good. I'm wearing what might appear to be, something resembling a Canadian flag. It's a Canadian flag kind of. I can't show the logo that's on there because it's actually the Molson I Am Canadian logo. I got it from a 2-4 a long time ago. I don't precisely. It was in the 2010s, I think, around there. So I thought it was fitting to wear this. I put this flag on this broomstick uh, rod. I mean, it's not. You could put a mop on. You could put all kinds of things. It's not necessarily a broomstick, but I tie it to this with some zip ties, and I secure it to my canoe when I go out in the summertime on the river or lake, drinking and boating. So though this isn't an official Canadian flag, I feel like that's way more Canadian to do, because like anybody can buy a Canadian flag, but to like take an I am Canadian flag and secure it to your like ratty canoe and go out drinking and boating on a Canadian river or lake or anywhere. I mean, you could probably go out on an American any body of water, really. I think that's way more Canadian than just having a flag. So I thought it was fitting to wear this today, just slung across me because I'm feeling Canadian, guys, and I don't know how to describe what that feeling is. I know it's not just what we're told that it is. There's a recent news now is that we're like full in. We got a spaceport in Nova Scotia. The Canadians, I mean, we've been to space before. Like there was just this guy who just went around the moon. He's Canadian, allegedly. I don't know. I believe it. I believe that he did go around. So like we've been to space before. We had the arm, you know? We had a Canadian arm. It wasn't like for like getting beer out of a cooler. It was to like move stuff on the space station. We did that. So Canadians have been to space, but now we have an actual spaceport. It's beautiful. It's like this concrete pad in Nova Scotia near Cape Breton. I'm excited. I don't even care if we go to space. Just the fact that we have this thing, like we can go and we can shoot bottle rockets off there if we want. It's the Canadian spaceport. It's a beautiful thing. I'd like to go. I don't know. I don't know a lot about it yet. I'm assuming it's like the Sunnyvale spaceport. Um, yeah, we're gonna go to space. We're gonna spend a pile of money on space, and I don't know if that's a good idea or not. I'm not an astronaut. I'm just a guy who does like comedy, and I do a podcast in an unknown location. But like the Americans, they shoot up rockets in Florida mainly. Like they got the Cape Canaveral there. That's their big space center. And in Florida, I think it's easy to do that because it's Florida, right? Like you don't even need a roof on your car in Florida, but we're gonna shoot rockets off in Nova Scotia. Now that's so I don't know if we're gonna do that in the winter. I've never even priced winter tires for a spaceship. I know they're not gonna be cheap. And with the price of gas now, I don't rocket gas. I just buy regular gas for my car. I know some people they put Supreme gas in their vehicle. They don't even need Supreme gas, but they do it anyways because they like feel better about it for some reason. They're like, I go to Shell because I get the Supreme gas and it's better for my vehicle that doesn't need that kind of gas. I don't know, but rocket fuel is probably more money, and it's literally like lighting it on fire straight up. Like that's what we do. We just light it on fire and it shoots that thing up. I don't know what we're going to do in space. Like, what are we going to do up there? I feel like Trump called our prime minister. He called up Mark Carney. He's like, Mark, I talked to Elon. He said there's no maple syrup in space. I don't know why you're going there. You know, we'll kick your ass in hockey there too. Space hockey. I don't know what we're gonna do. I know a lot of naysayers will come out and say, hey, there's things here we could be spending money on, but that's what they've always said. Like the Apollo missions, it was always like, hey, we got Vietnam, we got all this stuff going on here. Why are we going to space? I don't know, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it, and there's a lot of money in it. I'm right now. I'm looking into how the Jeremy Scott program can be a part of the Canadian space program. You know, like just throw me some money there, Mark Carney. Anything, just like the Jeremy Scott Mars program. You know, will give me $200,000 and I'll get my Corvette. My project car. I know it's say got a Corvette. I don't have like a Corvette. It's a Corvette, but it's not a nice car by any means. It needs a lot of money. Give me $200,000 and I'll get that thing ready to drive around Mars. I'll do like burnouts and stuff like that. And there's not even drinking and driving laws on Mars yet, I don't think. Maybe. I think that it's like international water laws that apply there. So maybe you can drink and drive on Mars, which is hopeful. You're going to have to do something to get people to want to go there. But yeah, Canada, we're going to space. I could just imagine the Canadians faking a moon landing. You know, like CBC would like be involved in it. They'd be like shooting the moon landing, and then you could see the corner gas set in the background that they haven't torn down yet. It's just shot in the prairies. It'll be fun. I don't know why we're not working together anymore, guys. We're not working together. Like the Americans, like they got the whole thing already set up. You got Elon, whatever you'd think of him, whatever. They put so much money into that. Why do we need to go and make our own spacecraft? So we can be like, we're going to space. We're going to space. Like, God, childhood me was just like, the world, we just unite and we work together because we already got that stuff's already been established. We just sent a Canadian around the moon, and then, you know, like, we didn't have to do anything. We just, you know, maybe work on our hockey team a bit so we can get the Olympics going next year. There's something. Canada, we're just living life. That's what we're doing. We got a sovereign wealth fund coming along. They're gonna start playing the stock market. I don't have a lot of faith in that. Like, maybe you believe in it, but like I don't think the liberals have ever demonstrated that they're good at making money. So like I feel more confident in like some like girl that I went to high school with that became a stripper and then had like a Jesus moment and then started like some kind of multi-level marketing scheme and then like wants me to put money in that. I feel like there's the chances are there, like the Lotto 649. Put your money into that. I bought my first lottery ticket like a month ago. I didn't win, but I felt more hopeful about it. And it's not, I get why people buy lottery tickets, because like for those few days that I had the ticket, I had it in my pocket with the receipt. I carried it around with me at work, just kind of knowing it was there, being like, okay, yeah, God, if I win $5 million. Someone in Ontario, like 2 days ago, I'm filming this on Mother's Day, a couple days ago, somebody won $70 million. Wow. They couldn't go to space with that. Space is really freaking expensive. I'm just saying. All right, I'm wearing the I Am Canadian flag. I want to be positive, guys. I really do. This chair. I want to be positive about Canada. I really do, and it's hard. It's hard because like I don't even know what that is anymore. I don't know what that is. I don't want to be bogged down in the negative. I don't want to be thinking of like, oh, the homes are 3 times as much as they were when I finished high school and the wages haven't even doubled. I live in New Brunswick, Canada, which according to the data, we're like poorer than Mississippi and a lot of these places that you would associate with being really poor. We are poorer than them. I don't know how that works. I believe the numbers, but like I see money around. Like I was driving yesterday. It was really nice out. I saw an old Ferrari, a really cool old Ferrari, like the one with the engine in the front, super cool, like a 60s looking Ferrari. I saw a Lamborghini, like a white cool Lamborghini. I saw it like 4 times, like the guy's just out driving, and he had a smile on his face, which was refreshing. I think the Fast and the Furious really did a number on the car scene because people in cool cars thought that they should be like Toretto and just look angry while they're driving their cool car. No, this guy had like a big smile on his face. So I was like, good for you, man. I was happy for him. You know, I don't know what he did to get that car. I'd like to believe it was something honest. Maybe not. Maybe it was. But still, we're apparently like New Brunswick's a poor place. Canada, we're not doing as good as we probably could be doing. And we believe that we are, though. I feel like our country right now is kind of like an open micer that's doing that's not doing as good as they think that they're doing. Now, I'm just going to explain open mics, at least where I'm from in New Brunswick, that like you can not do good. You could do like very mediocre, but then people here are so nice that they'll tell you that you're doing really good. So I feel like Canada is kind of like that on the world stage. Like when Mark Carney goes to like G7 or whatever, like these little group things that they do where all the countries come together and they like, you know, they spend a bunch of money to say how they're doing. You know, other world leaders go up to Canada and be like, Mark, you guys are doing great here. We're super proud of you. Keep up the good work. And then Mark Carney's like, yeah, we are doing really good. And then the guy who said that to him goes over to like the leader of Albania and says the exact same thing. Be like, Albania, you guys are doing good. Keep it up. And then Mark Carney's sitting there is like, I guess I'm not doing as good. Because if you're saying Albania is doing good, because I'll do that. I'll do a show and someone will come up and be like, man, you did really, really good. And then they'll walk up to a person that like objectively didn't do good and then tell them that they did good. And I'm like, I thought I did good. Maybe I did do good and you're lying to them, but you're lying to them. Maybe you're lying to me. What are we doing? I don't know. I don't know what we're doing. I believe in this country. I love this. And it's not the government. It's not some stupid slogan. I know Canada, we're more than triple triples and double doubles and Bell Let's Talk Day and like all this corporate crap. We're more than that. We aren't a brand or a catchphrase. We're something. We're something. Is it tying a flag to like your canoe and going out and drinking beer on a lake? Maybe not. Maybe. We're something, though. We're more than just that thing. It's hard to pinpoint that, you know, like the commercials that you see on like ads on the internet. We're not that. You know, we're not some like nice voice that's being like, we are Canada. We stand up for one another. We're diverse. We're not those things. We're something, though. We matter. We're not British. We're not Americans. We're just like, we're going to space. That's what we are. We're going to space, and it'll be good. It'll be good. I'm very confident in everything. I'm so confident that I haven't filmed this show in over a month. I had a headline gig at the local comedy club here at Comic Sutra a month ago, like literally to the day, a month from filming this, and I haven't done really anything since. I have had a couple of gigs, but I haven't filmed any of this stuff. I haven't been in here. I haven't been in this room. This room's been empty. I came in here today, and I'm almost at a year of doing this podcast now, and I walked into this room, and I could hear the echoes of my enthusiasm a year ago about where I wanted this to be within a year. And it's not there, but I'm not complaining. It's not there. It's something. It's just like Canada. This podcast, it's something that I can't describe yet, but it's something, and I'm very happy and enthused about it. Really ready for it. And yeah, that's the way that it is. As I'm recording this, as most people are probably aware now, there's a virus brewing on a cruise ship somewhere. Yeah, it comes from rats. The Hante virus. It's a new. We're all every day we're being educated on something new. We learn about a politician, and we're like, oh, I never knew about that guy. Oh, he was on an island, or we have a war somewhere, and now we know about this country and their history and their struggles and stuff. And now we're learning about the virus that comes from rat stuff. Which, like, when they came out about this Hante virus, I was working on a person's heat pump, and their whole unit, the outdoor unit, like, you get the thing on the side of your house, and then you get the thing on the inside of your house, and they're connected. Well, the outside unit, when I opened that up, it was full of like a mouse stuffs. Like, they tore up the whole thing, and it was all full of that. So I had to clean it. I luckily I put a mask on it, but my mask wasn't that great. And then I learned about this virus, and I'm like, damn it, did I get this virus? I don't want to get a virus. It was like February 2020 all over again for me for a few moments, and then I was like, calm down, just let it go. I don't think we're not ready for another virus yet. Our country hasn't healed from the last one. We haven't come to terms with that. The Supreme Court of Canada only not yesterday, but like it feels like yesterday, came out and said, hey, that thing that Trudeau did with the emergency measures, that wasn't cool. Shouldn't have done that. Wasn't legal. But we're not over it yet. I can't talk about this right now without sides forming. For the 5 people that are watching this show right now, 2.5 of you, okay, 2 of you think one thing, the other 2 think another thing, and then one of you is like, I don't even want to talk about this because I don't like the 4 of you going at it again over this crap. It's not good. It's not good. The news, it moves too fast. Oh, little spinny thing. The news moves way too fast for facts and for anybody to really acknowledge reality. It doesn't work like that. We just move on to the next thing too fast. Like, literally, COVID was like, we were deep in it. Some folks got in their trucks and drove to Ottawa and said, hey, we're not going to take it anymore. It's like that really cool 80s song, we're not gonna, they were there, and some people didn't like it. Some people were like all in on it. I'm not going to give my place in that at this point. I will in a few moments, but people weren't in it. And then it was just like, oh yeah, no, this is over. Yeah, no, Ukraine, this whole war thing happened, and then everybody's just like, I remember going downtown the day when the Ukrainian thing started, the Russians invaded, and there was a whole group of people on a bridge with all these signs like, we stand with Ukraine. And I was just here 5 days ago, and you guys were like, you guys had like vaccine signs, and you guys were just all in on getting it or not getting it. And then now it's just like, it just changed. It changed so fast that we didn't even have time to acknowledge it. And then before you know it, nobody was like preaching about how virtuous they were for taking the thing or how much they're not taking it or anything. It was just like, all right, are we standing with Ukraine, or are we like, why are we sending billions of dollars to this country? It just happened so fast. And then now there's another one here, which is not the same. I know it's not the same. And the World Health Organization saying, don't worry about it. They were also like telling us not to worry about the last one early on. And then they were saying like to wear a mask, don't wear a mask, wear a mask, don't wear a mask, definitely wear a mask. Get the shot if you're really old. You don't need to take it if you're a kid. Well, now you need to take it if you're a kid. Everybody needs to take it. You can't get on a plane if you don't take it. It went so fast. They're saying that this isn't going to be like that, and I hope it's not like that. But like, the lines are already being drawn. I can see the people posting on the internet. Either they're like, I'm not going to comply with this, or the other ones are like, I want to be safe and secure. Please, lock us down, master. Please lock us down. Maybe it's nothing. I hope it's clearly going to be a sequel, though. If this becomes something, it's going to be a sequel, and we're kind of determining what kind of a sequel that's going to be. Is this going to be Empire Strikes Back or Jaws 2? Because not every sequel is good. Sometimes a sequel is way better than the original. I loved Empire Strikes. I thought New Hope was really good. the first Star Wars, but Empire Strikes Back, clearly a way better film, couldn't exist without the first Star Wars, but I've never even seen Jaws 2. That's how not good that one is. Or sometimes they're mediocre, like Rush Hour 2 wasn't as good as Rush Hour 1, but it was all right. It was way better than Rush Hour 3. If you've watched the show, which 5 of you have, you know my feelings about Rush Hour 3. I liked the first 2. The third one was terrible. I don't even want to think about the third virus that we're going to get. But right now, it's to be determined what it's going to be. Is it going to be Terminator 2 or is it going to be Still Waiting? I don't know. I don't know where we're going to go. To be honest, I can't bring this up. I can't bring this up right now. I am, but I'm not supposed to. This flag's getting to be a lot. Give me some credit. I'm wearing a flannel shirt here with my Canadian flag. It's raining outside today. I got soaking wet, so I had to change my shirt. I have the hockey jersey that I usually wear. I have another one. I was gonna wear that hockey jersey with this. The Habs are doing good. As a lifelong Montreal Canadiens fan, I'm really proud that they gave the business to Buffalo the other night. Tonight, I'm filming this on Sunday right now. Maybe you're watching this Monday and you're like, hey, the Habs got walked over last night. I'm hoping that they win tonight. I don't have enough cash to put a bet on it because Canadian dollar is not doing so great, so I don't have many of them. It's like it doesn't matter whether the Canadian dollar is doing good or not if you don't have the little plastic sheets of plastic in your pocket anyways. So anyways, yeah, I was talking about the virus. It's not a topic I like to talk about because people that I respect are on both sides of that debate still. You can't bring this up at like a community barbecue because people get divided. And I believe that's by design. Like folks, they have where they get their information from. I didn't even have Facebook when COVID was going on. I didn't have Facebook. The only way that I was able to judge what was going on was just the people that were around me. And I knew a lot of folks that were really down with the convoy. I didn't watch the news. I didn't follow CBC and CTV. I just knew the people that I was around. I went to one of the rallies beside the highway while the truckers were on their way to Ottawa, and everybody that was at that rally was great people. There were good people, like there was like car sales. I'm not making the first one that I bring up is not the one that you're going to be like, "Oh, that's a good person." No, there was like car salesmen there, there was moms there, there was like electricians and store owners and just normal people that you would run into on a day-to-day basis and feel like, hey, I'm glad, I'm around these people. That's what I felt like when I was at that rally. Everybody was there. They had their Canadian flags out. I had this flag there on my little broomstick, and I had my little flag, and I was waving it, and the trucks were going by, and it felt like the most Canadian moment. But like an authentic Canadian moment. It wasn't brought to you by Tim Hortons. It wasn't brought to you by TD Bank. It was just brought to you by like normal people that were like, hey, we've been locked in our house for 2 years. Sometimes we're locked in, sometimes we aren't. Some people were just fed up. Some people were pissed that they got the vaccine to go see The Saints of Newark, and that movie wasn't even any good. A Sopranos movie, of course I'm going to get the shot to go see that. And then you go to it and you're like, that wasn't worth it at all. I was willing to have a heart problem to see a really good movie, and it was not a good movie. There was probably people having heart palpitations after that movie, and it had nothing to do with the vaccine, and just was like, man, this movie sucked. It was supposed to be a Sopranos movie, and it was just a shit movie. I know I'm talking about movies here. Movies. Empire Strikes Back. Many Saints of Newark, whatever. I couldn't go to Ottawa. I couldn't go. I couldn't afford it. And I didn't even have a truck. I didn't have a truck. I couldn't go. I wanted to. I had friends that were there. I know people that have very strong opinions about the trucker convoy. They don't want to say freedom convoy. They want to say those truckers, and they say it in a negative way, like as if like people who drive trucks are bad people. Even though everything that we have here, a lot of it comes from their labor, but people didn't like that. They didn't like the truckers, and I think it all came from perspective. I was watching the freedom convoy on like my phone, talking to people that were there. And I know a lot of people that are very negative about it. They were watching it on their phone, but on the news or on some blogger on Facebook, and they were taking it, you know. And if you don't agree with it, I very much encourage you to open your mind up and hear, and this works for a lot of things. Don't watch something with the audio that it was assigned with, because then that kind of sets it up as something. Watch an event and put music to it that is like uplifting, and see what it looks like. You can't put a happy song over footage of the Holocaust and then change your perspective on it. Like, that song, what was it, from the late 90s, the Sunshine? If you steal my sunshine, you put that over the Holocaust, it doesn't all of a sudden look cool, right? But if you put some like uplifting song over the footage of the truckers, or put like a feel good song, it looks good. Like if you take like songs from like the Lord of the Rings soundtrack, like the epic songs when they're like going in and they're fighting for their freedom, you put that song over there. Like the second one. We're talking about sequels in this show, okay? The Two Towers, when Gandalf shows up at the end, when it's just like, look to the first light on the fifth day, and they look, and then Gandalf's up there in his big white robe, and you got all the horse people there, and it was like when it was at the darkest moment. You're like, no, they're done. They're riding out to die in this, and then Gandalf shows up, and then they charge down. It's like the most epic movie scene ever. That's so uplifting. If you put that music to the footage of the trucker convoy, you might be like, okay, well, that's not the perspective I was given by CBC News, saying that these are hateful people. Because what is the footage of the trucker convoy? Not the end part. That was pretty sad, with the horses coming in and trampling that lady. Not that cool. But the rest of it, without some commentator being like, these people are here because they deny science. If you just look at the footage and their people are there, they got their flags and they're waving their flags, and they have signs that say freedom, and like, how is that not a beautiful thing? And I get it. I am biased. I am not in the middle of it. I'm not like, I can see both people's sides. I don't see the other side. The side that was against the trucker convoy, I don't see that well. I can try to pull my mind into it, but it always comes into a place of like identifying with the snitch in middle school. Like the person that would be bothered because Timmy there wasn't following the rules, so I'm going to go tell the principal. Like that's the place that I have to put my mind into, to think, why were you so against the trucker convoy? I thought it was a beautiful thing, and I don't know what's going to happen with this virus. I don't know if are we going to Ottawa again? I don't know. I still don't have a truck, and gas is expensive, so it'll be hard. Maybe we'll walk there. When the trucker convoy happened, that was in the middle of the winter. I had like this fantasy of like, well, if I did have more money, I would drive my snowmobile there. I would put my flag on the post, put on the back of like an old snowmobile, and snowmobile to Ottawa. That would be the most Canadian thing that I could do. And just like buy like cases of beer, and then like drive around downtown Ottawa and give beer out to people that were of age. Like, I'm not going to like go up to some kid and be like, hey kiddo, welcome to Canada. Where am I at? It's 30 minutes now. We're going to space, guys. We're going to space, I hope. And this sovereign wealth fund, we're gonna save up some money for that. I hope you don't put a lot of money into it and then go to Ottawa and then have those funds taken away from you. It's happened before. I got to do this show more. It's been a lot lately. I had a headline gig at a comedy club recently. It was a month ago. Did my first headline. It went well. I feel happy. I did over an hour. That's what I said I was gonna do. I said I was gonna do an hour, and I did like an hour and 5 minutes. I was happy with that. Um, and I had some family and friends show up. I had a few people that told me they were gonna go, and then they didn't go. They there was another show happening in town that night, so they were like, well, we got to go to this show. And at first I was hurt. Be honest, guys, if you're watching this, I was a little hurt when you're like, oh, I can't go to this because I'm going to this other person's show. I'm like, don't tell me that. Just lie. Say something else came up. Don't say I'm not going to your headlining show because there's another show happening in town that night. And it wasn't like Jim Carrey or Mark Norman were performing. It was just another local comedy show. It was actually more of an open mic where I was performing at a comedy club. But they're like, we can't go. So I was a little hurt. But then they were like, oh no, it's a fundraiser because the show was raising money to help a person's cat because the person's cat was dying. It was sick. It needed a surgery, and surgeries are expensive. I haven't brought this up on here, but a couple months ago I lost my cat. He was 2.5 years old. He had a urinary blockage, and the vets, they wanted $6,000 to save him, and they also said too, they're like, there's no guarantee that this will save him because it might just come back. So, and they were like, they're really talking me out of doing the surgery. I couldn't afford it anyways, but they still were like talking me out of the surgery. And then they're like, yeah, but we can put him down. Like vets are really in some of them good, some of them I don't know. They seem to be really enthusiastic about putting cats down because they come in like a car salesman, being like, all right, we got a couple options here, and they'll like talk down the one that will save the cat and be like, and the putting it down looks pretty good. So we lost our cat. It was a hard time. I haven't talked about it. It still's very very heavy on me. I've lost pets before. I've had pets get very old and have to die. I had a dog when I was a kid. He got hit by a car. She was only a couple years old. It hurt a lot. But this little guy, his name was Arthur Morgan. He was only 2.5, so it stung when you lose a pet that's young. When you lose any pet, it hurts. But when you lose a pet that's young, it really hurts. You feel like a parent, and you're losing. I know parents don't like having their pets compared to kids, but it feels like that. It feels like I lost a little guy that I was responsible for. So I empathized with this show that was going on because they're like, we're raising money to save this cat. So I was like, I get it. Yeah, you guys, this show's a big deal for me. It's my first headline show, so like, and I'm not that well known in the community, so like to sell out a room is a stretch. So a show like that really relies on like friends and family showing up for my show. But they were going to this one, and I'm like, I get it. You got to save this little kitty cat. We all want to save our cats. But then I looked up the show, and the cat needed, I think it was like $3,000 or $4,000 for this surgery, and they were selling tickets for $10, so the show was like half the price of my show. And I've performed in this venue before. I know you can realistically only put about 60 people in that venue. Don't pull out your calculator. You don't have to crunch the numbers on there. 60 people at $10 a ticket. That cat's dying. I'm sorry to say it. It wasn't good. The cat wasn't going to make it anyways. And to like not come to my show is something that I was aware of. I knew that you weren't coming to my show. Versus if you tell that cat, even when you're at the vet and it's getting put down because you can't afford the surgery. I mean, the show probably raised enough money to put the cat down and then go get a little dinner afterwards to kind of cry with your friends and family over it. But if you tell the cat while you're at the vet, like, hey, we did this comedy show, a bunch of people came out, that some of them performed okay, some of them bombed, but they did it for you, kitty cat. The cat's going to sit there and do the same dying meow that it was going to do anyways, like, wow. But I felt it, and I'm not dying. If I keep smoking, I will be, but I'm not dying, and I'm going to keep on doing shows, so poor cat. If you support my shows, like, I don't have any to announce right now. I got one coming up in St. John that the people that are going to go to it are going to go to it anyways, and the people that aren't going to go to it, they're not going to go to it, whether I say it on here or not. But, like, I will be doing more shows, and someday I will be doing a big show, a really big show, and I'll bring in a bunch of money, and I could really save a cat with that. So the next time that you see my name on a headline ticket, be like, and then there's another show happening somewhere, and if you do the math on it, you're like, we're not going to save a cat by going to that other show, but if we go to Jeremy's show, we're still not going to save a cat, but we could fuel something that later on down the road could save a kitty cat. Because that's it. That's Jeremy's comedy journey, is I'll be saving cats and dogs, but you got to come to my show. You got to buy a ticket. Really grateful for everybody that did come out to the show. Yeah, it was fun. We're gonna call it at that. It's Mother's Day. I'm gonna go eat some chicken wings. Have a good night, guys. See you in the future.